Hi guys, Amanda Goldman-Petrie here, and in this training, I'm going to walk you through a practical way that you can organize all of your Facebook ad angle ideas. So every time, either for our own funnels or for our client funnels, we need to start running ads traffic, we always begin first by organizing our ideas for all of the ad angles. And we organize it based on our straight A process. So organizing the ad angle ideas for the attention ads that help the prospects become aware of their problem, their possibilities, their path, and you, their person who's going to help drive them down that path. The activation ads that get at their emotional motivations, their logical and ethical motivations, and our retargeting or assurance ads that help assure them around you and your product. So we use this document as a way to organize our thoughts and our creative ideas for these ads. And then once this is filled out with all of our ad angle ideas, either, you can go and write your ads, or in our case, we'll give them to a copywriter, and the copywriter will know the funnel, they'll know the client, they'll know the voice, the brand, and the overall objective. And now they'll know the ad angle, so they can go and start writing the actual copy for the ad. So it all starts with this document here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the funnel that this is driving traffic to. So these ad angles, you always want them to be written based on whatever the first thing is that you're driving traffic to. So if you have a funnel where you're going into a free gift first, okay, these ad angles are going to be written based on that free gift. If you have a funnel where you're going into a low ticket entry level offer, like a $27 offer, these ad angles are going to be written based on that initial $27 offer, right? So whatever you're driving traffic to, that's what these ad angles are about. Let's look at this example here. This is a masterclass by Tom Watson, and it is about how to use your next book to build a seven-figure business, even if you can't market your way out of a wet paper bag. I love that. And after you opt in, it takes you to a broadcast, a rebroadcast, so a replay of a broadcast that he did once before, where he has a webinar essentially and a scheduler where you can schedule a call. So this is what we would be, this broadcast here is, and this topic is what we would be writing these ad angles about. So let's go ahead and see how that would work. All right, so the first one is, who has this problem? All right, how to use your next book to build a seven-figure business. Okay, so it's clear that the person who this is for is, it says your next book. So it could be, and it says to build a seven-figure business. So they don't have a seven-figure business yet, and they are a business owner. So who has this problem? It could be an author who isn't happy with the current results of their book sales. It could be an aspiring author who wants to monetize their book. It could be a business owner who is looking to create a new income stream to hit seven figures. It could be a business owner who wants to establish authority using a book. It could be a ClickFunnels user who loves Russell Brunson's book funnels, but needs help with the book part. So these are just some ideas. So we could get a copywriter to write an ad angle speaking to this person, an ad angle speaking to that person, an ad angle speaking to this person, and then we just run all those ads and we see which ones work. All right, let's look at the next part. So what are the symptoms? So what are some of the symptoms that would show that this person it needs to write a book in order to hit 7 figures. Well, even if you can't market your way out of a wet paper bag, so that would be one of the symptoms. They can't market their way out of a wet paper bag. One of the symptoms would be no book sales. One of the symptoms would be not at 7 figures yet. Not well known to the level of authority they want, because that speaks to it here. If you've wanted to leverage your authority with a business book that actually earns you money, you should join us for this masterclass. Oh, so it could be the other way around. They have authority, they are an influencer, but they haven't made a book yet. So they aren't properly leveraging their authority. Okay. All right. It could be that, and so going along with that, for that type of person, it could be that they have a list and followers, but aren't monetizing it to the degree that they want, or that they could. Do I need to solve this problem? What can wait? So what is less important than this right here? So what are what are their distractions? Other types of funnels. So actually, you know what? Let's say book funnel versus other funnels. And also the book. So it could be book versus a web TV show, book versus podcast. So we're saying basically, hey, your podcast can wait, the book can't. Hey, your web TV show can wait, the book can't. Hey, these other funnels can wait, your book funnel can't. Why does this problem matter? It matters because, so now we're going to look at the results. It matters because it's going to increase authority. It's going to leverage existing authority. It's going to hit 7 figures. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different ad angles that we can give to the copywriter that they can write. That's a ton of stuff to split test, right? Okay, so now we're looking at the possibilities. What are some of the psychological impacts of getting your next book out there and having it hit 7 figures? Psychological impacts: the pride you feel, the confidence, the relief, reduced stress from financial stability. And I think the pride from turning your knowledge into a book that is working and helping lives. Confidence for same reason. Well, I would say maybe confidence at being seen as an authority. Okay. Physiological impact. Everything that comes with reduced stress, right? When you reduce your stress, that impacts you physiologically. You feel better. I would also say that because they're not having to sell so many active income offers, that's going to mean less time at the computer, which is good for your neck and like a non-sedentary lifestyle. Personally, that's going to end up meaning more time for family, friends, relationships. Those family, friends, etc. will feel proud of you. Professionally, you're going to have more authority. You're going to have greater achievement in your career goals. And you'll be making more money. Where should it go? You're helping more people. Is that a personal impact, psychological, or professional? Let's put it here. Okay. So next we're going to move on to the path. So why a book over other strategies? So here you want to compare the book as the method to getting to 7 figures against other methods of getting to seven figures. So book versus, let's say, webinars, or book versus group programs, or book versus masterminds, or book versus, private coaching, etc. So take every other strategy. Live events, I think, is another good one, actually. A lot of people use live events to hit 7 figures. So you're going to take, what are some of the ways that people hit 7 figures or try to hit 7 figures or grow their business, and you're going to compare it against the book and position the book as the more important strategy, or the better, more superior strategy. Now, why this strategy this way over other books? So the way that he does the book, how is it different than other people do books? So one of the things that he does is he has you write your book in 30 days or less, and he has you create a strategic philanthropic book launch. So I would say 30 days or less to write your book, and then the strategic philanthropic book launch. Those are the two ways, that the two unique parts of his strategy, and you want to compare that against the way that other people do it. So he's having you do it in 30 days or less versus other experts who take longer. He's having you do a strategic philanthropic book launch versus a traditional book funnel, like the reverse free plus shipping model that Russell Brunson teaches. Okay, awareness of you. So know, like, and trust. What are some of Tom's success stories? Let's see if we can find them here. He has started 82 businesses of his own. So we could have an ad that talks about that. Let's see. He's made and lost millions several times over. Made and lost millions several times over. So we could have an angle that speaks around that. He's an international best-selling author. Okay, hold on. I'm going to just copy this over here. International best-selling author with 162,000 copies sold. Let's say presented to more than 100,000 people on 4 continents. Okay, stumbling blocks. We could talk about how he lost millions several times over and overcame it. Okay, and I'm sure if we talked to Tom, he would have more of these stories and stumbling blocks to share. Okay, what do you stand for? He, I know, stands for, I don't know how to word this in a way that is going to resonate with Tom specifically, but essentially like making money while doing good. He also, I believe, stands for helping people help themselves. So that's, and we could tie that into how he does a philanthropic book launch, that he ties your success in your book to some sort of philanthropic endeavor. What do you stand against? I feel like I'm going to need to talk to him to figure that piece out. Oh, you know what else? He stands for radical guarantees, like guaranteeing results. So maybe we could have something like that. Like he stands against crappy guarantees or having no guarantees. Those could be really good ad angles. Okay, so next, this next piece is content related. So some of these I think Tom is going to have to come up with, but already you can see here we've got a ton of ad angles that we can give to the copywriter with a ton that we can split test. So frameworks, that's going to have to come from Tom. As seen on, I'm sure what we could do is go and look him up and find where he has been, or we can just ask him. So I'm just going to put ask Tom here. Comparison. So I would compare, he could do, maybe like short books versus long books, fiction books versus nonfiction books, different publishers, let's say traditional publishing versus self-publishing. Those are just some initial examples. Tutorials. So he could record a tutorial showing us how to write your book outline. Observation. So he could do a content piece about how he's observed that most authors sit on their idea for years. He could do one about how he's observed most authors aren't making the money they could from their book. About how he's observed most entrepreneurs aren't properly leveraging their authority. Most book funnels are missing the mark, and here's why or how. Reactions and reviews. So he could react to Russell Brunson's book funnels. Situational responses. So what to do when you have writer's block. What to do when you want to write a book, but you aren't good with words. What to do when you have a book, but you aren't making sales. Okay, so now we've got a ton of ad angles that are going to help prospects become aware of their problem, aware of the possibilities, aware of the path that you're prescribing, and aware of you as the person who can help take them down that path. This is a ton of ads, guys. And now we can give this to the copywriter and say, hey, go write this copy for this funnel. And we've got a ton of stuff that we can test. And then we can have Tom say, hey, Tom, here's the ad angle, here's the copy. Can you go and record a video so we can run a video version of this ad as well? So you can see we've got so much collateral now that we can work with. Okay, next is activation ads. So these are ads that are gonna like really push at the emotion, the emotional motivations that people will have to opt into this funnel, the logical reasons they would, and their ethical reasons. So leaning into good emotion. So the sense of, let's say, the sense of accomplishment they'll feel from publishing the book. So kind of leaning into that and saying, like, if you publish this book, you're going to feel, so by following what we teach in the masterclass, you will feel pride, confidence, etc. Leaning out of the good emotion. So you might be feeling, and then talk about good emotions right now, but if you don't, XYZ, then it won't last long. Basically saying like, hey, you might be feeling good right now, but if you don't do what we're telling you to do here, then that's probably not going to last very long. It's not scalable. Like, oh, I think a good angle would be like, 6 figures might feel good. 7 figures will feel better. What's another way of saying that? Like, live events might feel good. Passive book sales feel better. Leaning into a bad emotion. So you probably feel pretty sucky right now. Stressed, unsatisfied, etc. And this is the solution, basically. Leaning out of the bad emotion. So this is like really gonna push that they feel pretty terrible. This one is gonna more so go against that emotion and say, like it's going to be really driving how they feel right now. Whereas we're going to kind of take the opposite approach from this one and say, by following what we teach in the masterclass, you'll be able to stop feeling like this. So this one's basically saying you're going to stop feeling like this. And this one's going to say you're going to keep feeling like this if you don't take action. And that's kind of how this is going to go too. You'll start feeling this way if you take action. And this one is kind of like you'll stop feeling this way if you don't take action. Leaning into the fear. So you're going to keep feeling afraid, or just like talk about how you feel afraid to X, Y, Z. They feel afraid to become known, to make more money, to take action and possibly fail. But if they take action, they no longer need to be afraid of X, Y, Z, of being unknown, of not making the money and impact they want to make. Okay, so those are emotional angles. Logical. So problem created. What is a problem that they don't even know that they have? They don't even know that it's a problem that they don't have a book, or it's a problem that their book isn't making them 7 figures. Step number 2. So step number 2 is monetizing the book. Step 1 is the funnel. It's the masterclass. It's what is taught in the masterclass. And initiate step number 1. It could be outlining the book, so he can teach you how to outline the book. And then step number 2 is the masterclass. Metaphor or analogy. I'm going to have to think on that one, or we can ask Tom. Eliminating objections. What are people's objections to this? I don't have time to write a book. I'm not good at writing. Books don't make money. I can't get a publicist. I don't know how to get a publicist or a publisher. I don't want to give away my book for free, like the Russell Brunson model. He might have some other ones. Right way versus wrong way. So the wrong way to do a book is giving it away for free versus however Tom says to do it. The wrong way to do it is taking forever to write it versus 30 days or less. And he might have some other ones. Okay, leaning into the consequences. So if you write this book and make 7 figures with it, the consequence is going to be that you'll help more people, and it's your duty to do that. If you do not, then there's so many people who are not going to get the help that they need. So you're robbing them of that. Okay, there you go. So now we've got all of these additional angles, and all of this is going to be running to this first opt-in page. So you can see how quickly that was, how quickly we were able to go through that. What was that, like 15 minutes or so? And I have all of these ad angles that can now be written, and all of these videos that can now be done, and all of these ads that can now be run. That rhymed. Okay, so the last piece is retargeting. So all of this is going to be going into the next portion here. So after, let me see if I can actually find it. There it is. Okay, so it's going to be going to this page where it has the $1 Million Book Launch Program Strategy session, where they're going to discuss your goals, your book or planned book, and how we can help you create a high ticket program so you can become a $1 million book launcher. Okay. So basically, these ads are going to be retargeting to this page where he's going to make sure they're watching this broadcast and they're scheduling this call. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to put pressure on the wound. And so what we're going to do is we're going to really push on those emotions that they feel about lack of achievement, not making enough money, not helping enough people, maybe like the fear of failure. So really pushing on those emotions and then driving it into here. A paying client story. I'm going to need to ask Tom about that. Although there might be some examples. Let's see if he has someone here. I think he had testimonials. Let's see. Oh, those are about the masterclass. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to ask Tom about paying client stories. Process recaps. I'm going to have to ask Tom about that. Personal story. So this one, basically, we're going to have him share stories that weren't originally shared in some of these some of these earlier angles. So I'm going to have to ask Tom about that. Personal proof, I think that's going to go back to what we had up here, these pieces, but instead of them being opt-in ads, they're going to be retargeting ads. Paying client proof, again, I'm going to need to ask Tom. Okay, product USP. So I think a big part of that is his guarantees. It's that he weaves philanthropy in. It has done for you portions versus just coaching. And it's about making 7 figures, not 6. Those are really big. And in terms of the format, actually, that's the done for you piece. He actually formats it where he's doing a good portion of it for you, and he actually formats it where you pay based on results. That's how he structures it too, which is pretty cool. Press the timing. So I don't know that there's like a time limit to join, but there's definitely spots will run out because he's doing the work for them and it's so high level. So we could run an angle based on that. Okay, so now we've got all of the different ad angles that we could run. And this is just like this is me just going through it really quickly. Obviously, after we talk to Tom and we have the entire team give ideas, we're going to have even more ad angles that we can run. And so hopefully you guys can see that it's not enough to just run one really overtly promotional ad for your funnel. You need to be more creative and be thinking of additional angles that you can run, because not everyone is going to respond to those overtly promotional ads. You need to be more aware of the state of mind that your prospects are in when they're going through their news feed and they're seeing your offer. So now we've got, it's probably like 100 different ad angles that we can run for this funnel. Now, guys, if you are looking at this and you're saying, man, this is way too much to go and write all of these ads and come up with all of these ad angles, I want you guys to know that you can hire us to do that for you. So if you go to, you can just click the link in this post, and it'll take you to this page that describes our done for you traffic generation services, where we'll actually do all of this for you. We'll go just like I'm doing here for Tom, and we will brainstorm all of the different ad angles that we could run for you, and we'll actually go and write those ads for you. We'll design all of the ad images. We'll help you record your videos, and then we'll go and we'll do all of the split testing, and we'll manage all of these ads. Because as you can imagine, having this many angles, it is a lot to manage. It's a lot of time, and it's very nuanced. So if you want someone who really knows what they're doing and who has the resources to be able to run all of these different angles, go ahead, click the link in this post. Check out our Done For You traffic generation service. And when you click the button, it'll take you over to a scheduling calendar where you can schedule a call, and we will talk to you really soon. So thank you guys for being here. I hope you learned a lot. You've got a ton of really great ideas for your ads. And like I said, I look forward to talking to you guys on the phone about our Done For You traffic generation services. I will check you later. Bye, guys.